So I'm voting for Councilman Tate. He from Queens. I'm from Queens. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying?
that Queen's Child Project, he look like it's all right.
Yo, I listen. I could do the security surveillance. I could do some stuff to that Queens Child's Project. Like,
I mean, I'm just saying.
you know what I mean? So Councilman Tate it is. You're now tuned in.
You're now tuned in.
You are now tuned in.
You're now tuned in.
You are now tuned in
to the Juxtaposition Podcast. What's going on, yo? Welcome to episode 17 of the Juxtaposition Podcast. I am your host, Varsinio Hall.
What's up?
I'm carrying it over. It's coming with me. I'm here with Moneybag Yo.
Yo, what up?
CEO,
yeah,
and Untitled, like the D'Angelo song, because Cleveland don't want to give himself a nickname.
You can't give yourself a nickname, yo. You can't do that. Like, your nickname has to come organically from your friends. You just can't say, "Hey, listen, call me Cheerio Cleveland" or something. It just don't work.
Cheerio Cleveland. You know what? You from Williamstown, so I'm just call you Bill.
Do not call me Bill.
Bill?
I am not a Bill. No physical Bill. I'm not a Bill.
I'm just you want to be
Bill. You want to be Dollar Bill? You want to be
Dollar Bill?
Dollar Bill.
That's definitely like oxymoron for him, right? That's not him at all.
Yeah, that ain't my future.
Right.
I won't own that type of establishment.
You like the gospel version of Bernie Mac.
I was about to say, I thought you was about to say gospel version of a strip club. I was about to say, what's that look like, yo?
I don't know.
What?
A lot of praise dancing?
Frankly, yo. That's like hell points.
Hold on. Tell people what hell points are. That's
hell points is like the points that you tally up to ensure that you're on your way to hell. It's like you can either get heaven points or hell points. So,
right.
Like, if you twerk to Kirk Franklin, like, that's definitely hell points. Like, if you don't return your grandmother's phone calls, it's hell points.
Okay.
Like, heaven points is like when you do nice stuff.
Is there like a certain amount of points you need before you know which way you're gonna end up going?
I don't know, man.
What's the rubric? What's the scale?
Right. If you're in between 50 and 75, you best believe you're going.
You gotta put it in the 100,000s. Like you gotta
100,000s.
You got to, because it's like when you were a kid, you were unaware of the things you were doing that were accumulating your hell points.
Very true. Very true. But I've been telling Zoe about some hell points that he's been accumulating because a gospel song come on that he likes and he'd be like, "Oh, that's my ish."
Yeah, right.
Yes, I mean, it's a fact.
I don't think you can say that, though.
Look, if Never Would Have Made It came on, that's my shit. I'm just letting you know. It is.
Hell
it's
points, right there.
Hell points. Like we never called it like hell points, right? So my family be like, "Oh, you got a first class ticket to hell." Like, you get a first class. It's no points. You just going there, but you getting.
I prefer points if you got time to turn it around.
Yeah, see, he's forgiving. My family's like, "Nah, you straight there."
I mean, but you're writing with a marker. I mean, you write with a pen and not a pencil. Like, even if you can't, them things is etched in stone. You're not.
They don't go away.
Hell points. Hell points. This is a sharp turn. Has anybody ever heard of a BDR?
A what?
A BDR.
No, I don't know what that is.
Don't worry about it. I'll talk to you about it offline. Anyway, so I want to start with the question of the week, and it kind of has something to do with our topic this week. The question I have for you is, what is your favorite TV show or movie of all time? I'm going first because I know somebody's going to take it. I'm taking Boomerang. It's my favorite movie, and I'm not allowing anybody to step on it at all. So go.
Yeah, Boomerang is dope. I put my wife up on that. She never seen it. I think maybe last year I showed her. Mm-hmm. One day we was just in the bedroom, and I was like, I wasn't tired yet. So on my laptop, I think it was on Netflix or something. I'm not sure, but I put it on. And she was like, "What is that?" And I told her, I was like, "You've never seen this?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, you got to stay up now and watch this." And now she's like in love with it. Yeah, that movie.
It actually comes to Netflix tomorrow.
Okay, so yeah, I forgot where I watched it at.
The Wealth Network?
No, but I feel like there's probably an app already made for this. But there's so many subscriptions that you don't even remember what you subscribe to.
Exactly.
And you probably paying for stuff. I think I'm paying for Disney Plus like three separate times.
Oh my god.
Like I don't like because I like signed up for it, and then I signed up for like the triple play between because you get like Disney Plus,
ESPN Plus,
ESPN, yeah, that. And
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I know I'm paying for this more than once. I don't know how, but I feel like they're getting me.
Title, I pay for Title about 4 times. I know. I see it on my statement like Title, like.
Look, that's why when you get these subscriptions, you gotta rotate. Like, yo, I'm the dude for Netflix. My sister got the Hulu.
Nope, I ain't playing that
everybody
game.
Get one
because you only have a certain amount of
debit
devices.
cards be off?
Nah, you can only have a certain amount of devices on. If I want to watch Girlfriends, fam, I want to watch Girlfriends right now. Like I'm not trying to.
I've had to definitely call somebody like, yo, log out.
You
ain't even watching it.
I had to kick people off of my account. I didn't even know. You know how you like someone got your Netflix password, and then they get bold and create profiles.
Oh,
like I didn't even know who these profiles were. I'm like, who are these people? Man, I changed my password up. I deleted those profiles.
Who?
I'm like, I don't know who this is. Yeah, like
I don't know no Kiana.
But
no,
can y'all answer the damn question?
Yeah, that's all. I would say my favorite TV show is actually A Different World.
Oh, my man.
That's like my, and the thing is, I seen that late. Like I didn't watch that growing up. I didn't watch a lot of TV growing up, but I seen that like later in life, and that joint was just dope.
Yeah, it is. How about you, Untitled?
So I like my favorite movie of all time is definitely The 5 Heartbeats.
It's The Preacher's Wife.
Nah. I'm not a fan of that movie. That movie's so cheesy. No, The 5 Heartbeats, man.
Okay.
Is the 5 Heartbeats the one where it's like nice like this? I wish.
Nice that like this. I wish. There's so many one-liners in that joint. It's nice like this. I wish. It's you want my spot flash.
Oh yeah.
It's a dope movie.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. That's a classic.
It's a classic.
Mine, I would say my favorite movie of all time is Coming to America.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard.
I could watch it over and over. There's a lot of one-liners in that one too, where like
for sure,
I'm gonna Clay, like barbershop scene. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many different scenes. When you think of garbage, think of Hakeem. Like I don't know what possessed him to say that, but that's definitely on some like, yo, you stuck trying to holler. See, that could have been good on last week's episode.
I know
how you just get caught saying dumb stuff because you're nervous. Like,
and it's wild because that's my middle name, and like now if anybody thinks of garbage, you got to think of me. That's true.
Coming to America is definitely my favorite. My favorite show though is Martin. Like,
that's a no-brainer for sure.
That's just a staple.
Yeah, it's definitely funny.
Shout out to the Let's Figure It Out podcast. They had an episode a couple weeks ago specifically on black shows and like black sitcoms. So
okay.
And we're going to be talking about black movies unrelated, but I wanted to make sure that I gave them a plug because they had this episode.
I got to listen now to make sure that A Different World is up on there.
Yeah, they talk about A Different World. A Different World is probably, if you talk about shows, A Different World for me is one or 1A. Like it's the GOAT. I binge watched the entire thing about 2 summers ago. I've seen almost all the episodes, but I like binge watch on Amazon. Right? Yeah.
That's probably where I seen it on Amazon. I knew it was somewhere.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. I mean, when you got all the subscription services like James, you just get so lost.
You pay for all of them 8 times. You just got it like that. That's how you know, man. That's how you know something.
Nah, man. It's just that's stupidity. That's you can't be. Can't get these people your money multiple times for no reason.
See, he says stupidity. That means James got dumb money.
He going left with it.
I mean, that could be a whole bag talk in itself. Streaming services, are they a scam? Are they not? But let's get into how your weeks were. Zoe, how was your week? I know you celebrated your birthday.
Yeah. Yes.
Talk to me about your week.
I'm 34. I had a good birthday weekend. Thank God it was on Friday. So Friday dinner with the squad, the Coreys, the Handys, and one Nelson.
What was it, Lady Nelson?
No, it was the Sir
was it?
Nelson.
Oh
Sir
wow.
Nelson. And that was very interesting. You know, that's the homie. So it was always fun to see D. And then let me tell you this crazy nonsense, right? So we got up to leave the table, and I left one of my cards on the table.
Oh my God.
And then like the next morning I called and they like, oh no, ain't nobody find it. Meanwhile, we was the last people in that place. We talk about they was putting chairs, stacking chairs, everything. So I don't like how y'all telling me that y'all don't got my stuff.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I got robbed.
It looked like y'all was in the same spot as last time too.
We sure was. That's what pissed me
man.
off even more because I'm like, yo, we just spent hella bread the last 2 times here. Like, really? So, you know, my mom had to get on the I told my mom just a story. She's like, oh no, I know you know what? Let me get the number real quick. I was like,
oh man. See?
So we'll see what happens. I ain't pull up there yet. I might slide through there like tomorrow, see like, yo, I need to speak to somebody. But you know, other than that, I had a good Saturday, chill. The kids linked up, saw brother Robert Ivory from IE.
Okay.
His kid's birthday. So the kids got a chance to see each other, bouncy house, all that good stuff. And then Sunday, moms threw it down, some steaks, potatoes, the old school stuff.
Damn.
And then we just chilled. You know, and the surprise I had for y'all, I'm gonna tell you now. I purchased the iPhone.
Oh my God, for real?
Finally.
That's crazy. For the listeners, we have this system. If we have any type of promotion, we'll email it to Alonzo because he has the Android. We done got on WhatsApp because of Alonzo. We have 4 or 5 different communication channels just for Alonzo. And man.
So I'll probably activate it tomorrow. It just came today. I had ordered it I think last Friday. So I got the 11. I'm up to
I'm about
date.
to say you better have an iPhone double digit.
No,
you can't come through with no
got
iPhone 8.
I thought he might have got the iPhone 8 for a second.
Hey, that joint like $200. That's a whole lot better, right?
My God, man.
Now I got the 11. I'm all caught up, so that'll be, you know, we can operate a lot easier now.
Thank you. Now, James, we got to make sure he keep up with the updates. Like, what's this one on my phone on my gear?
Yeah.
What's this? Untitled. How was your week?
My week was great. I got a chance to hang out with my daughter and my wife over the weekend.
Don't put your smooth jazz voice on.
BLS.
It was nice, man, because like my wife works like kind of like a swing. She works second shift and kind of works like a swing shift at a hospital. So like some weekends she's working and she works until like midnight pretty much on the weekends where she's working. So the weekends where she's not is cool because we get to hang out, we get to chill. She's the one who's good at like making plans. So we had some fun, chill with Amaya, ate some good food and just relax, man. It was a nice weekend. And this week has been going well so far, very productive. So
I love to hear that.
So good.
Solid. I'm glad you finished your sentence. I thought you said swing something. I'm like, what?
Nah, I don't want that life.
So you want to tell us? This is not the time to reveal.
Like what? That was the best. How was your weekend that we've had thus far?
Seriously, right?
Like, hey, yo, Moneybag, yo, we missed you last week, man. How was your week?
It was okay, man. You know, got a few things going on over here, but spent some time with Zoe for his birthday over the weekend, so that was always a good time, and kind of just doing the normal things, man, just working and just trying to be present. That's really it.
It seemed like you got a chance to earn the Corey's moniker, you know, this time around. Yeah,
seriously, man. First time in forever.
I know.
No more disrespect.
My bad. You paid a lot of money for that, right?
Yes.
Like, can you please respect me and my wife's union? My man.
That's one of those when niggas know you too long. And so they always used to call you that for a decade.
Though.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Cleveland?
I said James and Jess kind of just like flows though. It's like the whole alliteration.
I've been saying it for 10 years.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But now we the Coreys.
Yep. They signed, sealed, delivered.
I know it sound nice, but it's actually
See, Zona updated his framework already. He already messed up.
Listen,
Make
man,
sure
I
you got
just updated
your
my
software
phone. Okay?
updates automatic, so you get all the new updates.
We gotta walk him through this. Keeping it real, y'all. I don't even remember my week.
It's
Damn.
been
Blur. One of those.
Yeah,
huh?
like yeah, son. It's been like last week was my first week back to the office. No, I'm
Are you
lying.
in the office?
Well, no. Pause.
Oh, okay.
This is the office.
Ah, back to
but-
work.
Work, yeah. And that's not even a lie. I was back the week before that. Yo, there's so much happening at my job, yo. Like I kind of came back and it was just like, all right, this has changed, that has changed. We're doing this, we're doing that. And I'm like, all right, trying to catch up, trying to make it make sense. And last week was more of the like, all right, here are the changes, here's what they mean. But this weekend, I just took it easy, kicked it. Strangely, I don't know what's going on in the world, but like I've been getting hit up a lot for jobs right now.
Only
Yeah.
one.
You own a company.
You know,
We talk about this every week.
and I'll still find a regular job too, because I'm trying to catch James and shit.
You need to catch this. I
James
am
is in the
nowhere
lead.
near.
You know, if this is Mario Kart, James has lapped us.
Nah, I'm not listening.
And
I'm
through the
telling
banana.
you. I know,
He
boy.
threw the-
I keep trying to tell people this guy over in Silicon Valley, bro. Don't keep talking good game. Look, I
Man.
seen him unboxing the new Apple Watch. I still got the 4. Like, come on,
Well,
Var. I said Pete.
If you must know, my last summer I had the Series 4 as well,
Mhm.
but it broke.
That was
It
last
fell.
summer.
And I've been rocking with the Apple Watch 1 since
Ooh.
last summer. Right?
Ooh,
See,
yeah. Ooh.
see. So I felt like I deserved an upgrade.
Okay, that's understandable then.
Yeah, because my Series 4, like literally, I went on a roller coaster. I asked Tiff to hold it. In the transition of her giving it back to me, it slipped out of my hand and fell on the face. That thing is like
Damn.
shattered.
Yeah, it's
So,
done.
so
In
as
the
of right
face.
now, I have 3 Apple Watches in my possession. One is shattered, one don't update, and the one is the one I just bought. So
Mm,
Yo,
got you.
That sounds
y'all,
like rich people problems to me.
but listen,
Oh my
don't
goodness.
listen
That's
to
Doesn't that sound like a
Cleveland,
rich
right?
person problem?
See,
your name is Dollar
Cleveland
Bill.
over here is quiet for a
Dollar
reason, Var. Let me tell y'all. Don't listen to Cleveland. Cleveland over here quiet for a reason, because he like, yo, y'all keep talking. In like a year or two, when I'm done doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna get them tax-free dollars. And y'all
Right.
Nah, I'm not
When
taking
he-
out the collection plate.
when he say the doors of the church are open, he meant
Nah,
the wallet.
Cleveland gonna pop up with you ever watch the Greenleaf? You ever watch that? That house? That's the house Cleveland gonna pop up in out of nowhere. Like, yeah, y'all wanna talk?
Nah, not at all.
I
Not at
mean,
all.
that's why he put his quiet voice on. That's why he don't want to say too much shit. He don't want to mess the bag up. I see it now.
Mhm.
Not at all, man.
Um,
Listen. One thing I've learned from other people is I don't want to live off the mercy of the saints. You know what I'm saying? You got to make your money elsewhere.
that sounds fancy.
I know, right? What scripture he took that out of?
No,
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
I'm
serious.
saying that.
Tides 2020.
Ties 2020.
Terrible.
But
Terrible.
for real though, I don't remember my week. My week was I know this weekend we didn't do much. We just kicked it and chilled. It was a heat wave out here, so you know what that means. Fires.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Something that was funny that happened. I was in the bathroom. This happened to me twice. I was in the bathroom and I felt like the building shake. I'm like, earthquake, right? I asked Tiff on the couch, like, you feel that? She's like, what? Like, oh, I guess I'm tripping. But yesterday, which was Tuesday, I was in the bathroom again, and I was like, I feel the building shake again. And she's like, what is that? I'm like, all right, so this one's official.
Another earthquake.
So I think the last one that we felt yesterday was an earthquake. It was a little guy, like a 3.0. But I mean, it's strange. I don't want to feel anything real. Let that be known.
Mhm.
Like, if it's an earthquake in California, let me be on vacation. I don't want to be here when that thing goes down. But anyway, Zoe, over to you for Zoe Knows.
Well, there's not really much that happened besides two major things happened in our world, right? Well, we're going to start off with the NBA Finals. Last we spoke, I think it was one game apiece left. for either East and Western Conference Finals. The Lakers have won. They are the Western Conference Finals champs, and the Eastern Conference Finals champs is his old team, LeBron James' old team, the Miami Heat. So, of course, the storylines, which stuff like that, see, that's why I'm starting to believe stuff be fixed.
You was also the same one that said you thought it was going to be fixed. Right. So,
yeah, but those are the only two storylines that's important because ain't no, who did Boston just beat? I mean, they just beat Boston, right?
Yeah.
For the final. So either one, that was the last two. But then they would have dragged it on the whole team legacy, you know, the Magic Bird, whatever, right? But this storyline seems a little bit better than LeBron versus his old team, old coach, old GM, the whole 9 yards. But I'm still rooting for the Lakers on this one.
That's what I'm talking about.
As a classic, as a Knicks fan, historically, we didn't like the Lakers either. But that was prior to my time. That was my.
I was about to say, so you can't be making up rivalries these days.
But in my time, Knicks, you know, we ain't rock with the Heat. You can't.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a huge '90s rivalry.
Yeah, so
I was gonna say that the Lakers and the Knicks have never had a rivalry in our time.
Nah, not in our time. My dad in them time, yes, like he watched them. Like when the Knicks won their championship, he was alive and saw that, you know, when Clyde Frazier was doing his thing. So. That's their era. Like they didn't really rock with the Lakers or Boston. But for me,
here's a real question. So you know how they say the Clippers are cursed because they can't get out of the second round. Are the Knicks cursed too?
100%.
Okay.
I think the Clippers are cursed. I think the Knicks are just a terribly ran team.
That's the curse.
Nah.
We can't even get rid of ownership, bro.
I feel like Clippers, like they're willing to pay money. They're making some changes. I know Doc, you know, was a good coach, but obviously I think after 7 years, it's just time for change. But for talking about the finals, I'm glad that LeBron is playing Miami because when Pat Riley had said when he had left, talking about when he left Miami is like the worst mistake he's going to make in his career.
2 years later, he won a chip in Cleveland.
Exactly. But come back and just show him, just to show him to take another chip away from him. I think it's going to be a sweet feeling for him.
What's the deal with old white men telling people like LeBron, like, you're over?
Yeah.
Yeah, they always
because they continue to look. They look for him to fail.
Yeah,
that's what they was looking for him to do.
Cause it's like if you can't do nothing for me, then I wish you all hell. Like
exactly.
And that's a lot.
Collecting hell points and shit. It's like no,
so they just bitter. That's it. Because they know that he's the best shot for people to win. Yeah. So when he leaves, he know that their legacy is gonna hurt because he's no longer on their team. So they lash out and they say things that, you know, whether they really mean it or not, they're just trying to look to hurt the man's feelings. But he's well past that.
Right.
I'm speaking for him like I know him and shit.
we've been saying Boston this whole time. We haven't checked in with the Bostonian Untitled. Like, how you feel about your team?
I'm neither here nor there.
Have you converted?
I was rooting for them, but my heart is not in Boston sports teams yet. Like, okay. I don't think they'll ever be, to be honest. I think I'll always be a Philly sports team guy.
So it's Bruins over Flyers? That's how you feeling? Or
hockey? Oh man. Yeah. I couldn't name 3 teams. You know, feel like it's different. So, yeah, but no, I didn't really mind. I did enjoy watching it. It was just entertaining for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure going to a which I know not right now with COVID, but going to a bar in Boston to watch a Celtics game has to be crazy because those fans are wild.
I feel like I would get hit in the head with a beer bottle.
You can't.
Don't go in there with no Philly jersey. Nah. Yeah, same thing. Don't go to Philly with a Boston jersey on.
Yeah, or Giants. Nothing.
Super Bowl. I watched the Super Bowl, Patriots Eagles Super Bowl. I was the only Eagles fan in the building.
Oh,
Eagles hat on as soon as I walked into the bar.
You wore para?
Yeah, wore para.
You know my name.
They're gonna have to prove how tough they are.
Actually, James, I don't. That's why his name is Untitled. I don't know his name.
Even like, yo, don't let me lay hands.
I got the Lord on my side. I don't need
word up.
I was gonna say, but I thought that was gonna be too much. I was like, he got God on his side. He good.
He walking with the Spirit. He lay hands.
I got the Holy Spirit, boy. Nah, but I walked in there with my Eagles hat, Yo, they was killing me for most of the game until the fourth
So they
quarter.
started losing.
Everybody was quiet.
Oh,
Everybody was quiet, man. So I had a good time.
somebody in the back,
sure.
get the Philly guy a drink.
As soon as I walked in, that's what somebody said. Literally, as soon as I walked in, every time the Eagles score, I'm buying you a drink.
Okay.
He must have definitely underestimated that game.
Yeah.
He was like,
I mean, if you want to spend your own money and get your own interest, then
yeah, he
feel
thought
free.
he was gonna get blown out. That's why. Dang.
Call that one Nick Foles.
So, well, yeah, that's it on the NBA tip. Now for the crazy national update, we had the third grade debates.
Kindergarten debate.
Yes, literally. With two it was like watching the Grumpy Old Men, like the movie. It was like a mix between a Grumpy Old Men and like a older Dumb and Dumber. Like it's weird. Like it was just chaotic. It was nonsense. I mean, Biden tried to keep some type of, organization.
Yeah, it's hard
civility.
It's hard with somebody like that though.
Yeah, he'll pull you out. Like, yo, everybody kept saying, like, I don't know how, when he got personal, talk about his son, I'm like, yo.
See, I didn't watch the actual debate. What did he say about his son?
Well, his son sniffed cocaine and got.
He brought up, Biden was talking about his. Biden was talking about his first son. Yes, live.
Yeah, and that's what I thought, because there's a meme that came out. It said like Joe Biden said something, and then Trump was like, well, that's why your son a crackhead. But that's not exactly what he said, right?
But in so many
I showed Jess that because I'm like, oh damn, that's kind of funny, whatever. But it's because that wasn't true. But then I hear that he started talking about his son and his drug addiction and his recovery and this and that, and I'm like, damn, like he actually said something in that nature.
Yeah,
I was like, that's wild.
But the thing that killed it was they were talking about something else, like that wasn't the topic of military or whatever, and Joe Biden was referencing his other son that had passed away.
Oh, the one that passed, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And he was talking about military and this. And then he goes, oh, you're talking about, and he said the other son's name, the one that was alive, that's still alive. And he says, no. He says, oh, yeah, because like he set him up. It was like, oh, you talking about this one? Biden said no. And he's like, yeah, because aren't you talking about he was, such and such on cocaine and he ain't having no job until you and there's no money that, like, he was just going in like that. He was going ham on him. I don't know how he ain't walk across stage and tee off like my man.
Yeah, because he pulled it out of you. Like with Trump, I literally watched it for 10 minutes and I had to turn it off. I couldn't take it anymore. So, but when I was watching it, I'm just sitting there like, okay, so if Joe Biden acts like Trump is acting, then he's going to come off wrong, right? Because that's not his character. Right, but if he doesn't, then Trump is just basically walking all over him, which was making that because he just kept cutting him off and just wouldn't let him talk. And I'm like, it couldn't be me, man, because I know he's sick because he ends up telling him like, just shut up, man. I'd be like, yo, shut the fuck up, man. Like seriously, like this is getting out of hand.
The thing about Trump too is like he was dedicated to not answering the question, whatever the question was. He would say words, but they wouldn't be a direct answer to the question. He was even pissing off the moderator because the moderator was like, Mr. Trump, President Trump, can you please answer the question? That wasn't the question. Can you please answer the question? He had the moderator type. So like his whole agenda going into that was clearly just to be an agitator and to throw everything off course and to talk about everything except for the topics at hand. And it showed. And it was like, I was looking at it and I was kind of like embarrassed a little bit, to be honest. Like, for other people looking at this country, looking at this debate, like it literally looked like something fake, It looked like something off a reality TV show.
That's what he thought he was at. He thought he was on his show. I'm gonna tell you what's funny. He thought he was on his show or at the White House. That's what he thought he was at, the press, like when you do those press briefings, because at one point he said, "Excuse me" to the moderator. The moderator said, "No, excuse me." Like, right. I'm running this right now. We not in the Oval Office or any of those spots. Like, he's so used to cutting people off, and he was getting. But the dude wasn't. He wasn't as forceful enough. The moderator, I feel like, somebody like.
I mean, because it ain't that vibe,
and it's not supposed to be. But you know what you're doing.
Like when you have the president, still the president, right? And you're still supposed to show some level of decorum and respect for the office. So a lot of times people, that's why, call him Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, and trying to let him talk. But it gets to a point where it's like you
It's
kind of
like,
got to tell them what it is.
Respect is
my
earned,
man.
not given, man.
My man. Hey, yo, my nigga. It go
Yo,
from
you
Mr. President to my man.
You gotta
to
watch
dog.
Trevor Noah. Yo, go and watch Trevor Noah's little like it's like 10 minutes joints where he recap from the debate. And he said, yo, the moderator was like, Mr. President, he said, I thought he was about to say, nigga, shut the fuck up. Yo, I was dying. He was like, yo, next year, he said they're gonna vote for Samuel L. Jackson if they do the next debate.
mean,
they need
they need to
like
do I seen something where it was like a Zoom call and they just can mute the mic. So you can't
Yo,
say anything, yo.
I don't know why that hasn't happened at a debate yet, because everybody goes over everybody.
Chaos.
Yeah, just mute the mic. And after your 2 minutes is up, mute. Next
and it's
person.
worse during the primaries because it's like 15
so many
people.
people.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. I really dislike talking about Trump altogether. But like, can we address the negligence that he showed in terms of the white supremacist question?
I was going to go there.
Go ahead, Cleveland.
I was going to go there. Like, that was the most blatant sign and show of racism that I've ever seen from a sitting president. I mean, he legitimately was given the opportunity to condemn white supremacy. The moderator said it 2 or 3 times. And on that third time or the last time, whatever it was, he said, stand back.
Stand back and stand down. No, not stand down. Stand by.
Stand by. Basically not condemning them, but telling them, like, be ready. Now, you have a president who's already said that he's not going to turn over power peacefully. And now he's inciting these just racist, dumb freaking followers of his to be ready and be on standby. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, so you imagine like a child listening to something like that, to where the president of the United States can't even say white supremacy is bad, but tells them to just, y'all chill for now. Basically, that's nuts.
Because this is the thing, right? What happens after the election? So I already know after the election, I do believe that Trump will not have the votes to win, right? I think he's going to lose that part of it. He's going to challenge it.
The first time.
Right? He's going to challenge it, and that's fine. I think, honestly, to be honest, I think Joe Biden is going to challenge it too if he loses, right? I think it's going to be a challenge on both ends. Whatever. That is what it is. It's the same thing that happened in 2000 when Al Gore lost to Bush, and Al Gore was challenging basically Florida, right? Because I think Bush's brother was a governor at the time, and whatever the case is. So I'm not too concerned about that. But what I am concerned about in December is a specific date where no matter what, the results are the results. Yes. Period. Right? So if you want to sue and recount and like all that stuff, whatever the results are, we're going to have to live with it. And if Trump is actually the loser, I wonder if he's going to leave the White House in January. And if he doesn't, what's going to happen? Like, what's the recourse behind that?
Let me ask you doesn't Secret Service not work for him no more? They'll work for
I think
not until the inauguration.
So then wait till then, and I'll be like, yo, get his ass out of here.
But to James's point, now I read this like a week and some change ago, so it's gonna be a little loose. But if there are any discrepancies, if Trump decides, well, let's back up. Trump is already planting seeds to say that there's gonna be violations if he loses. He's almost guaranteeing he's going to win, but he's planting seeds in his voter base to say if he loses, it's because there was some voter fraud, right? So that's already happening. What will happen if he does say that there was voter fraud? They have to do this recount, and the recount is similar to what happened in 2000, but it goes to the courts. Who is in control of the courts? The Republicans. Right. So when upon that December date, the December date comes around and the results have to be the results. But there's actually an extra step that they can take to prolong him being able to vacate the White House. And they can also challenge that. So there's multiple levels that he's already working the American public right now by saying there will be fraud if he doesn't win.
But I also know that extra step that they take, right, that can extend past December, if there's no true resolution by January, 20th, that when the new president actually goes into office, if there's no resolution, the House Speaker becomes president. So if Nancy Pelosi is still there, she actually becomes president. until things are worked out. So she'll be like the first woman president actually sworn into office. So that's like, there's nothing that they can do. If there's no true resolution about who's the winner, then until that's resolved, the House Speaker becomes president. Because that's the next in line. So it's like you got the president, vice president, and then if they both, like, let's say they both die or whatever, then the House Speaker becomes president. That's like succession.
That might be a good strategy, though, for Democrats if they feel like it's too much weird trickiness for Biden to keep challenging whatever, and they can't come to a decision just so that way they could have their own in place.
It's all nuts, man. Like, all of this
is crazy.
Like, it's crazy. Right? It's like you're watching a bad movie. It's terrible.
Crazy. And then what happens if, like, people want him out and he's not moving, and then, like, there's a large protest, right, in front of the White House, like, say 1 million people go out trying to get him out. And then what happens if 1 million white supremacists and Trump supporters come out and it's just a clash? Like, it's like, I'm thinking about all of these things as a possibility, because all it takes is one agitator on one side agitating and fighting with another person, and then there's an all-out civil war type of brawl going on.
All we can say is even vote. You know what? Better than saying vote, I would say get familiar with your local elections and all things that you can, because, you know, on the ballot that we are about to have in November, it's gonna be a whole lot of people on it that you don't recognize. I got my little book that I'm going to be studying in October to just highlight stuff so I can have some familiarity. But like, voting is enough, but like, vote informed, you know. But
yeah, and the thing about the people say about voting for, say, a president, they don't matter, or, you know, I don't like either candidate or what have you. I always say, like, first of all, one candidate, one president is not going to change or solve the world's problems. Not going to solve anybody's individual problems, but there's just more on the ballot than a president, right? For example, we have, you know, the Supreme Court Justice passing away, Ruth, right? And now Trump gets to appoint another person, right? Now, if that was Hillary Clinton, who won, that she would be able to appoint someone who's not going to potentially reverse Roe v. Wade, or, you know, change civil rights laws, or whatever the case is, right? So a president has the power to appoint them. Senators have the power to approve them to get in, right? So that's why it's still important to vote. Maybe, you know, they're not doing enough for the Black community in general, right? And we have to hold their feet to the fire for that too. But there's still more to this, right? It's not just about Black people or just about us.
Right.
It's really larger than that.
Yo, but let me ask you this.
Wasn't
there like a rule where you're not supposed to do it during the election, this close to election?
Yes.
I thought it had never been done or something.
Lindsey Graham
did this twice.
He said it for Obama. Obama was a year out from his last year in power, and he said, "Repeat after me. We will not let us
words too.
You can hold me to it. You as a sitting president within 1 year of transfer of 1 year of an election cannot control who the next justice is. This man will be voted out of office in about a month, 2 months max, and they're reversing the rules. So they don't. That's the thing about this. Even the debate, the Republicans have no power abusing their power, wielding their power, and rubbing your face in it. Meanwhile, Democrats are very much like,
they follow
trying to play by the rules, and they're not proposing anything other than anti-Trump.
And the thing is like, last night, where we should have been more focused on topics like what James is mentioning, we're focusing on the antics of the current president, and
there was no topics answered.
You learned nothing about his policy, and unfortunately, we really didn't learn much about what Biden's policy will be, because he kept getting interrupted. So it was just like, it was shameful, man. Watching that, it was shameful, and hopefully the ones to follow will hear something different.
Well, the lady on CNN cussed right after in the little post game or the post debate. She was like, "I'm just gonna say it. It's a shit show." And
she said it?
No, she said it clear as day, bro. They ain't have no bleep time or none of that. And Ebro and them was talking like on 107 this morning, like, yo, she was so done with the debate, she figured like, F my job. Like, I'd just rather get fired.
Yeah, man. We can as I say every week, between one or two topics. We can talk about this all day.
Yes.
But yeah,
So,
I just thought
is that it?
that was it because it was just so polarizing. Like it was just crazy. Like the internet was blowing up. It was nonsense. So I'm voting for Councilman Tate. He from Queens. I'm from Queens. I mean, like, you know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
that Queen's Child Project, he look like it's all right.
Yo, I listen. I could do the security surveillance. I could do some stuff to that Queen's Child's Project. Like,
I mean, I'm just saying,
you know what I mean? So Councilman Tate it is.
man. Go Tate.
I gotta
Get
get
into our
wait.
first.
Bar, what about your boy, yo? He not running.
Who?
What's his Maze Gilliam?
Oh my God!
Remember
Stop
Chris
it!
Rock
Stop
and
it! From
Head
Head of State. I know.
I
Head
was
of
like,
State
damn,
is
that
a
sounds
sleeper,
familiar.
yo.
Who is that?
Hold on.
You think of Andrew Gilliam? That's why.
Anyway, moving on. The
See how
topic.
Donald trumped him? I got him caught up.
The topic at hand is impactful Black movies, and the reason why I started with Boomerang is because I feel like for every like young millennial Black man who ever wanted to have a real job or a job like in an office, Boomerang is like the blueprint. Like
You walk in thinking you that nigga, right? Like,
right, you mark his grandma rip, like you
Yeah,
fly,
yeah.
you live next to a neighbor that you knocked off that's bitter, you bag a Halle Berry, you know, you might even have an Eartha Kitt every now and then to try to pull up on you and just try to, you know what I mean? But
she working HR.
yeah. Right, you see her like once a month, like, oh my God, here come Barbara. But the question I want to get into is like, why do we feel like these movies stick to our ribs like this? Like some of the movies, like Zoe said, Coming to America, Boomerang. Why do these movies stick to us like this?
So I don't want to say about the movie. I don't want to speak about a different world for specifically as to why like that stuck with me and how I think that probably resonated with people in the late 80s, early 90s about going to college, and why like I connected with it. So it truly showed the process and the development of a young Black man coming from, you know, not so great neighborhood, you know, from humble means, humble beginnings, going to college and going through the process of actually understanding who he is and developing to a mature young Black man.
Dwayne Wayne?
With Dwayne Wade, you know, contributing to society, right? Being educated, understanding what's important. So I feel like that was like kind of like me, like coming into college, not really knowing what I wanted, not knowing where to go, very immature.
Nah, you was way more swaggy than Dwayne Wayne.
Well, I'm not talking about the clothes. You got to look at the era too. That would probably be something that he
was fly.
He was fly in that era.
No, he wasn't.
Son,
He was.
Him and Ron couldn't get it together. They were cool, but they were like, they wasn't getting no play.
Nah, they wasn't. But I mean, but they grew, they matured.
They did.
They learned how to, and I don't know. It just felt like it was real. Like that could be really based off of a young person's life, and to see how they went to an HBCU technically, and to see how, you know, so many Black excellence going on within that college, and the stories that you can kind of resonate with, and, you know, kind of what they're teaching you about college and about life in general. I think so many people to this day, right? To this day, that people can really watch that and say like, yeah, that can be me, or I can learn from this, or if that's what college is about, like I want to go.
Yeah,
and
a different world definitely has that impact. And even said as an adult, you kind of look back and was like, damn, we kind of experienced some of the same things with not going to an HBCU. And at the same time, we were in our 30s when I was in my 30s when I watched the entire episode, the entire series. But jumping back to the movie space, Zoe, can you talk to us about why, like, you don't even have to use Coming to America, but like, why do you think Black movies were so impactful? For instance, I know that you are impacted by Tales from the Hood, but for a whole different reason.
That's not a positive impact.
Oh, man.
Impact is impact.
Yeah, I would say so because we are Black, so it's like it's seeing ourselves like in some way, shape, or form is more realistic to us. And that's probably why Tales from the Hood was so scary. Because I used to watch Friday 13th, all them joints, Halloween, 1, 2, and 100. And it never, I just like, all right, cool. I ain't really start having to turn the lights off and run full speed until Tales from the Hood. And then my mom had this little picture with, it's like the Last Supper, right? But it got like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, like Sojourner Truth.
That's real black.
Yeah, so it got all the little black faces, like historical figures, Frederick Douglass, all at the Last Supper table. But in my eyes, all I saw was that little picture with them people that come out the picture.
Oh man!
So I'm like, oh nah, I gotta blaze through this hallway real quick. I hope I don't spill my cereal or nothing. Like, it was crazy. So like, I think because it was black people involved, so it seemed more real to me. Like it was like I could relate. Like, oh snap, that little boy. Like I actually tried to draw pictures and crumble and see if it had an effect on people. Like, didn't.
But, you would do that. You would be the one to try a spell on somebody.
Word up, like yo, you know what? Crunch, crunch. Damn, that nigga's still standing. Like,
you know what's ill for that reason. That's why Candyman did it for me, bro.
Thank you.
I was scared to death of Candy. Bro, I still want to see Candyman 5 times in a minute.
Listen, Var probably lived down the block from a nigga look just like that too. Like, yo, he look like Candyman. Like,
I will. I still won't. I still won't. I
That's
said
really
once.
why.
I said once. But no,
right?
but nah, how about you, Untitled?
Man, I think it's more the same of what everybody else said. I think it's being able to relate to like the cast and the story. Like if you remember, like I remember seeing The Wood in.
Oh, what's my?
I was just about to bring that up.
That movie.
That's why you like Tic Tacs?
Yo, yeah, man. Yo, it was like, that movie. You didn't want it to end. Like you seeing like how they progressed, and like to me that was like that. It was cool because you saw them grow up. Like you saw them go to school, go to the dance. You saw them, you know what I mean, go off to college, and then they grew up and they getting married. And they just seem like a cool crew. Like you can just relate to that. And that's why like black movies just resonate so much because we're not used to seeing us in like
they speak to us.
And you know what's also, speaking of like a movie like The Wood, I feel like black movies have the most fire soundtrack, son.
Always. Set It Off.
Yo,
always.
Set It Off soundtrack. The one that just came to mind really quickly was Think Like a Man.
The first one with the John Legend.
Yo, that soundtrack was dope.
It's fire.
So if you haven't listened to the entire soundtrack, I definitely recommend going out just listen to that. It was
every movie that y'all named, I thought about a song. Like, so for Tales from the Hood, did they have I Got 5 on it? Or I might be bugging.
But
anyway, if that was on it.
Yeah.
But I remember like, you know, I got Love and Basketball, which their soundtrack is fire. You got The Wood, which is like back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. That you got that. You got, what movie did you just name, James? Oh, you said
I Think Like a Man.
Like a Man. That soundtrack with John Legend.
Set It Off.
Set It Off with the In Vogue song.
Yo, that's just classic.
I feel like it make you cry all the time.
Right.
Word up. Yeah, there's some classics. Like I said, it relates to us. We can put ourselves there, but not only that, we're just like, I think with black movies, we're like, it's always a mixture of everything. Like, it's the funny parts, even the serious movies like Malcolm X, that was Spike Lee directed with Denzel. Like, there's still one-liners. Like, he said, "Hey, nigga, get your head out the shitter." Like when he had the perm and the shit was burning his head. Like that was when he was Lil Red.
Right,
like,
Detroit Red.
Yeah, so even that has one-liners, even in the most serious and like not funny, supposed to be funny movies. And it's just it's a depiction of who we are as black people. Like even when stuff is crazy, we still find a minute to laugh for a second, and then you know everything we do is memorable. So,
speaking of funny, this is not funny, but this is really bad on my part. Tiff don't like when I say this, but I'm gonna say it to the world. There are certain movies that I classify as like sweaty blacks, like
what?
Like Eve's Bayou or The Color Purple.
Sweaty because of the scenes. You think about the scene, everybody all shiny and shit. I know what you're talking about. Especially Eve's Bayou. It was that like down south. It's hot. New Orleans kind of.
Yeah, A Time to Kill is a sweaty black movie too.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, Time to Kill definitely.
Blacks.
But why you say sweaty? Like, see,
That's something like,
No.
man, that don't sound good.
I know.
Yo, son,
I just
ain't they
said
sweaty?
Don't sound too
Ain't
good.
they shiny?
Sam,
Yeah,
you
they
like
definitely shine.
sweaty that whole movie, yo.
Yo, son, all I think about is a swamp, like a damp towel to wipe your brow
The
and
pastor
sweat.
towel. Yeah, definitely Color Purple, yo. That's a good
Yo,
one.
The Color Purple. We didn't know what we was watching with The Color Purple. That movie
No.
is heavy content, yo.
It's crazy.
Yo,
Mister was a trash individual.
Correct.
yo, son.
He was trash.
Even the most memorable parts are super problematic. You told Harpo to beat me, like, fam,
That's
not-
straight.
that ain't something we play with.
Nah.
That's crazy.
And she stole off on my man. Like, Oprah was a thug in that.
She was a G.
Yeah, tee off. Yeah, dang. See, now you got me thinking about other sweaty black movies. Like, what
Tell
else?
you, man, them sweaty black movies. All the
I mean,
movies that
Belly
took
could
place
be that
down
because the
south.
most famous Belly scene, like,
That's true.
where.
But Belly is so cool that, like,
Yeah.
What's the name? Do the Right Thing.
Oh yeah, that's a
dude,
sweady
It's
black
like
movie.
they were hot in that movie.
Yeah,
They were hot.
everybody was. Every third scene, somebody has some
Nice ice
ice.
cubes. Got the ice
Yeah.
cubes going.
see, that's like Sweaty Black's North. Because all the other sweaty black movies I thought was like
They was in the
down
South.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, James. That's a good point.
Yo,
Yeah.
do the right thing. They was on the corner talking shit with the
Mhm.
fan. They over there fanning themselves
They
while
was
they
hot.
talking.
That was a hot
With the
night.
fives on,
Word
hot
up.
as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny as hell.
I mean, I think Spike Lee plays an amazing part in influential
Black
black movies. Yes,
Oh.
those two. But do the right thing is, I want to say for our generation is like slept on.
It's still relevant today.
It's super
That's
relevant.
what's crazy.
Between that and School Days. School Days is another influential black movie.
Mhm.
And I think School Days is a movie that I think more people from younger generations should take a look at. It deals with a lot of different issues between being in a fraternity, Greeks versus non-Greeks, dark
Blackness.
skins versus light skins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I think the term woke comes from, at the end of that movie, homeboy is like, wake up.
Mhm.
So, so I think for sure.
But
You know,
if you
yes,
notice,
yeah.
if you
You
notice,
know what I'm
like,
thinking about right now is
What?
about how, like, I feel like when we were undergraduate, like this is a movie that probably most people who, in terms of like that was in school at that time, they probably already seen that movie. But
Right.
like people now going to school, they might not have seen that movie.
No,
Right. So it's
right,
like a great
right.
opportunity to, like, as I guess at the chapter or whatever, if obviously school's in session normally, have this movie and kind of have do like a Q&A afterwards to kind of really dive deep about that movie and the impact that it can have right now and how it's directly related or correlated to what's going on either in society or just on their campus. See, this is,
You still producing. Still
things we used to
producing.
do.
I'm about to say, I know we definitely had a couple of school day programs and stuff like that. Watch a couple of, but I don't think we ever watched like the whole thing. I was always like clips from this, clips from.
Nah. All right, let's break it up into categories. What is your favorite black comedy?
I would say Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Coming to America for sure.
I get that. I understand that. I understand that. I'm gonna throw Strictly Business in there.
That's funny.
A sleeper.
Amber,
Yo.
Amber.
Yeah.
Strictly Business is a sleeper.
Strictly
That
Business.
cooked, glazed.
Strictly Business and
So I
ready
don't
to
know
be
if I don't
sliced.
think I've ever seen Strictly Business.
What?
I don't know if I should have said that or
man.
not, but
What
I don't
about
think I've seen
Blankman?
Strictly Business.
All right, everybody. The Moesha, and he hasn't seen.
Listen, I don't think people
Strictly
actually
Business.
caught the Moesha. I just feel like, you gotta highlight
Like,
it.
yeah, you heard that new show Moesha with that girl Brandy when she was a kid.
Yeah,
The
that joint was
Moesha.
crazy.
No, I
The
don't think I've ever
Moesha
seen
was
that.
funny.
Yo,
put
Strictly Business is dope.
add that to your list.
Yeah, I gotta
Halle
watch that
Berry's
now.
in that one
Damn.
too. Halle Berry's
Yeah.
in that one too.
I mean, I might have
Um,
seen it, just
or-
don't remember the
What
title.
about funny?
More money. More
Mo
money is
Money.
also. I feel like Strictly Business and More Money is like
They're
cousins.
similar. Yeah.
Same level. Same level.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. My Money was
Blankman.
dope. I like that.
But Zoe said that the king of the movies at that time. Blankman is hilarious.
It's too funny, yo. The little part.
Blankman is like stupid funny. It's like it's
Yes,
funny,
it is.
but it's that weird type of funny.
I'll take
Like
Damon
overacting.
Wayans. I'll take Damon Wayans over Marlon any day.
In movies.
In movies, yeah. I guess
Anything.
Marlon kind of similar. I guess he's similar, very similar in his roles, right? When he's
He
being
too silly for me, bro. He too
doing comedy.
silly.
On the show, Marlon, the joint on Netflix, actually,
That joint is hilarious.
Yeah, that
It's
was
too much for me.
I just seen Marlon do stand up, New Brunswick.
I know when you left us.
I know.
Oh yeah, that's
said-
right. I didn't leave. I texted. Listen, we try to convince people to come. Everybody wanted to be out.
I seen it joint on Instagram. We got to the hotel room and I'm like, James is at a comedy show.
And you know, he let us all have that little stupid 5-second pause, like, yo, what we doing next? And ain't nobody say nothing, so everybody just walk to their car.
Yeah.
James is the first one to dap, like, all right, y'all.
Nah. I was one to say, all right, so what we doing? Like, I didn't really want to go home.
I know.
And then everybody was like, all right, are we going home? I'm like, all right, well, guess
James
we're
like, Marlon hit me on the text and he was like,
But-
I'm in town.
Pull up.
Yo, he was like mad, like too famous for it. You know what I mean? Like not literally, but the way he was acting. Like he pulled up like in a truck, hopped out real quick, hoodie on, had security guards. I was just gonna take a picture like as he was walking. Dude jumped out of the crowd, no cameras. I'm like, God
nigga, you in
damn,
New
my
Brunswick.
bad. I was like, yeah.
This the stress
I'm
factory.
like, bro,
Yeah.
it's 40 people outside, bro. It
Yeah,
ain't
that
that serious. Like, so that happened, and then same thing. Like when he was done, he got like escorted, like guards with him, and hopped in the truck real quick and just bounced off. I'm like, bro, like you could have. I mean, I guess it's COVID, so sticking around may not be
Right.
beneficial.
Right.
But you know, something.
But back
That's
to
my Marlon story. I'm sorry.
we're trying to move on from your Marlon
I
story.
know.
Didn't invite nobody
see.
else.
I see.
Word up.
But Zoe, go back to Blankman.
Oh, like, yeah, that's a classic, like all time. That's the thing. Black movies, maybe it's just us as black people, we just find one-liners. I don't know if there are one-liners to other people who watch them, but we
don't know
always
either.
find one-liners in every, like, even in Blankman, it's like, I found the bomb, not the one we looking for. Usually in the bathroom, you open that, and somebody is like, it's like, ooh.
Nah,
Yeah, for me,
my
going
joint
down,
is,
Manelli?
yeah, that's mine. That's the,
What,
that's
wait,
the one I
what
love.
you say?
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
Do you going down, Manelli?
You're going down, Manelli.
With the
Yeah,
voice.
That's a classic. Yeah.
Nah, my
Cleveland, go
joint
ahead.
was the noon chucks.
Oh,
Brought my noon chucks. He was so excited. I was like, yeah, give him the noon chucks.
The noon checks.
I was yo.
But the
that
fact that my man's name was Other Guy.
oh yeah. See, that's Cleveland. Give him. There you go. That's his name on here.
Yeah, good Other Guy.
Other guy.
He didn't want to have a name.
I gotta have something better than that.
He didn't want to have a name. There you go.
How many other people were Quincy from Love and Basketball when you was in high school?
Oh, I wasn't.
Not me.
Nah,
Yeah, I was him. My
I
ex
couldn't relate
from high
because
school.
it was basketball.
It was.
It was
You know, I didn't really play basketball like that. I was a football guy.
The only black football movie is what was it? With my man from that went to the NFL that was living with the white family.
The Blind Side.
Oh, nah,
The Blind
Blindside.
You got any
You
given
got
Sunday?
like what is it called? All
Any
American.
given
now, right?
Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday, okay, but that's not like a
program?
high school. That's not like a high school story.
Nah, all
Nah.
of the TV show All American.
Yeah,
I never
yeah, but
watched
I'm talking about for you when you was in high school.
I
Gridiron
mean, he's a
Gang.
high school like kid. You know, I guess not when I was in high school. I'm a little too old now.
James liked hardball.
Oh yeah.
The baseball.
Hardball, yeah.
Yo, you don't like black sweaty movies. I don't like white savior movies. I
Yeah.
can't take it.
Right.
Hardball,
Right.
Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous
Dangerous
Minds,
Minds.
bro.
Bringing a white person to the hood to help save the hood. I can't watch
It's
that.
not real.
It's terrible.
Freedom Writers.
Freedom
that's it.
Writers,
Mm.
The Principal, all of them. Like,
Power
how
over
about-
money,
I like
money
Freedom
over
Writers though.
power. Minute after minute.
I feel like
Power.
I feel like Freedom Writers pretty good.
How about Lean on Me? It's not a savior movie, but like Lean on Me is a New Jersey.
No, it's fine.
Man, when he brought that man on the roof and told him to jump, I was like, "Oh, this is crazy."
Sam's,
yeah,
smoke crack, don't you, boy?
Crazy. Yeah.
See, that's little one-liners again. The one-liners. You used to call, he said, Cold Red, and true that. Call nigga Cold Red.
What was my man's name? That was the drug dealer that always had the fly jumpsuits on. That didn't come to work. It's kid something. No, it was
the Spanish dude.
Yeah, he got beat up. I forgot what his name is.
He walked into school. He was
kid something. I gotta look it up. I forgot what my man's name is.
Yeah, there was a lot of one-liners in that joint. Mr. Darnell, you're fired.
He flipped the desk on that nigga. That's Zoe right there.
His name is Kid Ray. That was his name. Kid Ray.
Yeah, he told you fired. That nigga flipped that desk. I was like, oh.
Speaking of Mr. Darnell was also in Soul Food and got caught beating on the roof.
Oh, yes, with the cousin, right? What was the cousin name again?
Faye.
The cousin.
Yeah, it was the cousin. She came to stay.
Nah, yo. All I remember is being young and like he upstairs. He in the studio beating with the cheeks out, like
a little loft. Yeah, I remember that. See, it's so funny.
Pull your pants up, bro.
Yeah, like, bro. Anyway, soul food to me was like that. Actually happened like for me and my family. Like when my grandma passed, like everybody just started wilding. And I was Ahmad. I was the little boy who like...
Oh, you was watching it all?
I was watching everything. I was 10, 11 years old, whatever. Like, and people act like I wasn't in the room till they look and they're like, go upstairs. And I'm like, I already saw what happened. Like, I already heard you. Like,
right.
Nah, that's real. My fault, y'all. Her name is Cousin Faith.
Oh, Faith.
Cousin Faith. Out here homeworking.
And Uncle Miles.
Uncle Miles. That was
about what? See them
Makai Pfeiffer.
Lem.
That was
Lem.
Yeah, that was Lem. Yeah.
That was I don't know the dude's name. The dude that played Mr. Darnell in Lean on Me.
Yeah.
What's his real name? Nobody knows.
I don't know. He Mr. Darnell to me.
He been in mad stuff. No, he been in mad stuff. But see, that's another thing with black movies, why they're so influential. The bad part about some of these black movies that you're now cast, like you're never gonna not be that person. Like,
no, that's a fact.
Like,
yeah, I was just
Jaleel White
like
Merkle forever.
Miguel
TV show, but
Miguel Nunez is always Juana Man.
Juana Man.
Oh yeah.
He was Pretty Ricky, now he's Juana Man. That's forever.
Oh yeah, from Martin, right? Pretty Ricky was called.
What is your favorite like drama, black drama?
It's actually a true story. Malcolm X. I guess that can be counted, or maybe that would fall into the biopic.
It's a drama,
but it's a drama, yo. That to me, watching two movies when I was young, Malcolm X and the movie Panther. Y'all remember that movie Panther?
Oh, Panther, yeah.
Oh, I felt so super black after I watched those movies. I went to school so hyped and like empowered.
Panther ain't get the love that it should have.
Panther was a good movie.
We know why, because the same reason that like Birth of a Nation flopped, or they stepped in front of it, is because they don't want you to know too much.
The real deal. I would say
I'm gonna go with Menace to Society or Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood. I'm gonna go Boys in the Hood.
I'm gonna go Don't Be a Menace in South Central.
Oh my gosh!
I was going. Yo, I actually have.
I was like, how you know?
Yeah, I would say
that should be its own section. Either the Wayans have their own section, or spoof movies have their own section.
True.
Yeah,
I feel like the Wayans do all spoof movies though. Like any spoof
they
movie
do.
think of is the Wayans.
They do.
Yeah.
But even going back to I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker is it's a spoof. You know what? Let's just go down the silly movies like Head of State, like Pootie Tang.
I hate Pootie Tang. Like Pootie Tang. I can't watch that movie.
Pooties.
Yo, Head of State is a sleeper, yo. They literally had Nate Dogg singing songs when they transitioned from scene to scene.
Yo,
Head of State is not no sleeper, bro. That movie,
it's a classic, yo.
Yo, that movie and whatever other movie, I can't think of it. With Chris Rock. This is gonna be bad because I'm saying a bunch of nothing right now and I can't think of it, but it's like it's not new. It's not, but it's probably like one of his later movies.
I think I Love My Wife.
Yes. Oh my
Oh,
God,
no,
that movie
that
was
one
so
was
bad.
I like
that
that
was.
movie.
But
Oh
Head of
my
State is
God.
classic, yo. Head of State.
Head of State when he had the blinged out emblem for the president.
Yes.
Mhm.
And Bernie Mac came when his brother came.
His campaign signs look like mixtape signs. It was so dope.
Yeah, that Head of State is classic. What? What else?
Head of State is hilarious.
Philly movies. You said what? I'm gonna get you, sucker. Damn, that's classic.
I mean, state property. For those in the Philadelphia area.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Matter of fact, no, scratch that. Paid in Full. Paid in
That's
Full.
more of a top hood movie. Like I don't even know. Is that the
It
character?
ain't hood. It's Paid in Full is not. I don't want to say it's a hood movie. I think Paid in Full is like a legit movie.
Is
I might
it up
put it
there
in-
with Belly? Like
I mean, Hype Williams did Belly, so and they had a whole budget. I feel like Paid in Full is amazing for what they had.
Mm.
fair enough. I say that Belly's
So
definitely.
y'all don't got love for Paid in Full?
I mean,
Nah.
I look at it as like a hood
What's that doing?
classic.
Everybody eat, bro.
Yeah, I look at it as a hood classic. I look at it like
I look at
the
State
Belly.
Property like a hood movie, not a classic.
That is. Is that up there with it's the last one on the list though, right?
What?
I got the
hookup. I
can't-
knew
I
it.
can't.
At the last minute, I was like, he gonna say I got the hookup.
Yeah, that I don't know, but it is what it is. But I'm trying to think of what other. See, Cleveland threw me with the biopic joints and the documentary joints, like The Birth of a Nation, the Great Debaters,
The Great
Hurricane
Debaters.
Carter, the joint like with Ruben Hurricane Carter.
Yeah.
What's the joint with Taraji and them? There was the NASA girls.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah, that was
Hidden Figures.
Those
right.
are classics that are like important to us.
I mean, same with Ali. Ali was that too.
Yeah, it definitely was. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with the Mike Tyson one now that Robin Givens decided to throw a wrench in it.
What
What
happened?
she do? What happened?
So she pretty much was like suing, saying that I guess the information that was going to be given about her, like he can't say because it's not true or something like that.
Like a defamation of character type vibe?
kind of deal. Like, yo, you just trying to be relevant right now. Nobody even cares about you. Mike Tyson never turned his whole life around, and you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the things. So
Did she see the movie be already or something?
I don't know. She must have heard, or maybe
She
some
probably
of the
seen
stories.
probably the script. If her name is in it, she might have the opportunity to. Man, I mean, nobody got time for no damn Robin Givens. What about the more obscure movies like Meteor Man?
Meteor Man.
Meteor
That was
Man.
my joint.
What?
man.
That's my classic. Golden Lord.
Don't say
Man?
you never see Meteor Man, James?
I don't think so.
Oh my God! You a Golden Lord
Meteor
yourself.
Man.
You got to see your people.
No,
Black
he's not.
superhero.
Meteor Man?
Yes.
Meteor Man.
Robert Townsend.
Robert
And Bill
Townsend.
Cosby played a bum.
He was a.
Bill
He
Cosby
did.
played a bum?
Yes.
Yeah.
and James Earl
He was a
Jones
weird
was in there
shit.
too.
I feel like I seen it.
James Earl
I
Jones.
just don't remember.
With the
These are one of
Golden
the movies
Lords?
I've seen once, and then
All
I
right,
probably never watched
Strictly
it.
Business, The Moesha, and Meteor Man. Just
Yeah, James, man, you
Just
striking
write it
out.
down. Yeah, I'm about to just keep to myself
Yo,
now.
well, wait. If James hasn't seen Meteor Man, I think we should explain what Meteor Man is for.
I feel like I seen it though. Like, did he fight off meteors?
Nah, so he was this.
that was a good shot.
That
That was a good shot.
I said that for comedic relief. Like, I mean, I imagine that's not what it was.
Yo, so
Fighting meteors.
Oh man.
Robert Townsend plays a character. He's a teacher. He's a teacher and a musician. And a meteor crashes into Earth and like hits him, and he gets these superpowers from the meteor. And his mom gets mad hyped that he has superpowers and makes him a suit. And he starts fighting crime around the city. And the main villains in it are the Golden Lords. They're and all of them have their hair dyed blonde.
Wasn't that another bad creation in there?
Yeah, it was ABC. Yeah, the group ABC.
ABC was in it. Who else was in that joint? It was
Yo,
another.
what is
Don
that
Cheadle.
light-skinned dude? Who
Don Cheadle was in that movie.
Who?
He was.
Don Cheadle. He was a
Oh,
Golden
yeah.
Lord.
Yo, but what is
That
the
must have
name?
been early in the career.
Yo,
He was.
What is the name of the dude who played the Golden Lord's leader, who was also in Five Heartbeats? Remember?
Yes, he was. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name. He looked like
Nobody
Braxton
knows.
Hartnebrig, but I don't remember his name.
Actually, hard to
he
break.
No, he wasn't Braxton.
No, I said he looked like Braxton.
Yeah, he do. He do. See, Braxton also that he did a change from he was in Original Gangsters and played a hard role.
I remember that. That was terrible.
Yeah,
That was terrible.
with,
You can't, Braxton, you can't play a thug when you were Braxton on the.
See what I mean? Though?
Hartnebrig.
He's locked in. He's
Braxton
Hartnebrig.
Hartnebrig.
Yeah, he's
Like,
locked.
I don't see this stuff anymore, yo.
Braxton Hartnebrig is funny. Well, I mean, speaking of Braxton, Jamie Foxx got a lot of black classics too, such as like Ray. Obviously, Ray is
really
that's
really
a good
good.
biopic one.
Is the GOAT as far as I think his career.
Any Given Sunday is a hood classic.
Any Given Sunday, Willie Beeman is a iconic character.
Correct.
Yo, so when it comes to that, I was going to ask y'all about that. Like, is there any specific characters from movies that specifically resonate? I know we said Marcus from Boomerang.
Marcus Graham, that's my guy.
That's your guy.
Characters that I resonate with?
I think Zoe gonna say Craig from Friday. I don't know why. I just feel like Zoe's a Craig man.
Nah. That's funny you say that. Friday's also that's another hood classic, and it has a lot of lessons and everything else on the low. I don't know. Like it's kind of weird. Like I never seen. I don't know. I don't envision myself. I would say for me, if you're gonna say the Fridays, it would probably be I would be Mike Epps next Friday because when my cousin come to visit and screw stuff up.
Okay.
In the town. Yeah, I've definitely said that several times. Like,
definitely.
So
my roof. Look at my roof.
My roof. Yeah, I don't know what character. I mean, one of my favorite characters, like, DMX and Belly.
Oh, okay.
He was just wow, like
Tommy Buns.
Yeah, he was just crazy, yeah. Like,
nah, he was, but he was letting a 16-year-old Keisha top him off, and we ain't.
That was a little bit much. That was weird. But again, that's that stuff that was like looking back on it. That's up there with like the Color Purple type stuff. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's like no, we're not. All right, give me the movie that you think every black person should see.
Wow.
I don't know it until somebody tell me they ain't see it, and then I want to make fun of them for not seeing
it.
Strictly
business for James.
I guess.
I guess you gonna enjoy it when you see it.
Well, we got to give two different. We had to give like a serious one, and then like one of them biopic ones, and then.
Nah, you define it. You make it what you. I'm gonna say roots. That's what I'm going.
That's not a movie, roots. Bro. That's a week.
That's a mini series. It is a movie.
Real.
Yeah, that's like a Netflix type.
Yeah. Definitely Malcolm X. I think people should see that to kind of get an understanding if they haven't read a book about his life and his impact. Give a much better understanding. And then, of course, I think every black person should have seen all the classic comedies, Coming to America,
right?
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
And I think also like New Jack City is just like
that's my
favorite. My God.
That's one of my
New Jack City.
So I'm trying to redeem myself right now from another movie I've seen.
I was about to say James naming like 6. Like you just say, "I think I'm sleeping."
So when we call that Cleveland, is that heaven points now? Like he's coming back?
No, no. Still at them fucking purgatory points.
Yo, I'm gonna throw one out there that's new, but like clearly, like every black person needs to see it. Of course, Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Of course.
Like, to me, that's like one of the that's a blockbuster film with an all-star cast of black people,
but not a Blackbuster. No, not to be confused with the BET Blackbuster
or Arabesque or the Arabesque film.
The Arabesque
film. Remember Twa? Yo, you used to watch Twa?
Yo, you know about Twa, right? My man that wrote Think Like a Man wrote Twa.
He wrote Twa as well?
Will Packer. That was his first movie.
Twa was a BET Arabesque classic right there. Twa. Shout out to Will
Arabesque film.
Arabesque films on BET.
Yo, you know what's one movie that I want to make sure black people don't watch that is such a terrible movie? No, not even Soul Plane. Janky Promoters.
Who?
Oh,
bro, you may not even heard of it. If you don't even watch it. It is
Don't even
the
Google it. Don't
worst
look it up.
thing known to
That's
man.
James is saying like, "Hey, yo, she coming. Don't look.
Yeah.
Don't look. She
Bro,
coming.
that
Act
movie
natural."
is bad.
I never
Like,
seen
it is bad.
Well, now that we know what not to watch,
Yo, New
Don't-
Jack City. I'm still stuck there, yo. I'm glad you said that. But yo, that goes with I think Boys in the Hood is definitely
yes,
something everyone should watch because it covers so much ground, especially during that time frame. But when everyone's always talking about the violence of black and just how that affects us, like even people who have a bright future and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it also explains why we are so adamant about getting out of the hood.
yeah.
I mean, before it even gets to that point. Um,
Oh, you know what movie
what about Above the
made
Rim?
Above the Rim
And Juice.
is Juice. Fucking Juice.
Tupac era.
Juice is hard. Above the Rim, Juice is hard.
Above the Rim, my man playing air basketball, son. At the
I
park.
know. With Nutso.
Nutso,
Like how you smacking the
come
backboard
on,
on his
bro.
own.
Yeah, Above the Rim is you gotta have.
But you
There's
can't
so
forget
many
about
out
the
there.
classic Stomp the Yard. How could we
Oh,
forget?
Lord Jesus.
I
No.
didn't-
A movie.
I enjoyed it.
Another one is to Set It Off, too. I think black people should definitely, if you haven't seen it, or people in general, just Set It Off. I thought Set It Off.
Set It
was
Off
was
is
fire.
fantastic.
That's
Yeah, especially in the time frame in which it came out.
Well, let me just add just one section and then we can move on. What are movies that you look back on now and you're like, this is trash?
You Got Served.
I never even seen it. I never watched it.
You Got
It's
Served.
like he had that up here
Yeah.
already. Like, yeah, I'll just wait, just ask the question.
Yo,
You
it was
Got
one of those
Served.
movies like where I was watching it and I was enjoying it. I'm like, oh, I can get and then like
Crunking
after
it
that
up.
joint go off, I'm like, yo, did that boy really just say you suckers got served? Like who talks like that? Like you suckers got served. Like nobody talks like that.
Nobody.
You got served.
I would say Stomp the Yard.
Who was stomping the yard? You was stomping the yard.
Nah, but we didn't like it. Just wasn't real to us, being that we were living that. Like we were living something.
Yeah, I didn't want to see it, and Wrinkly Rob paid for my ticket, and I was like,
Wrinkly.
Oh, I know you're talking. I'm like, wait, who are you? Oh, wait, no, I know
Oh,
exactly what you're
God.
talking about.
Yeah.
y'all know I love the alliterations. Wrinkly Rob.
Oh my God.
he definitely had the
He had the
genuine sneaker.
G Unit. As much as I'm 50% big as I was, and I worked at Foot Action, I still ain't get them. Why we like? I never bought them.
Yeah,
I knew when it came out.
nah, son. That's
Especially the ones that look like. It's like, why are we gonna duplicate the retro fours?
They look just
it's,
like the retro.
it's so bad. But the movie that I think is trash is Save the Last Dance. Trash.
Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
We watch. Yo,
The
I just
soundtrack was dope though.
It was. You make me sick. Yeah, the soundtrack
The
was.
soundtrack was fire.
Didn't it have the Ice Cube joint in there? You can do it. Put your into it.
Yes.
That was Players Club.
No, but they used
Nah,
it again and saved
they
the
used
last.
it. That was
Oh,
like a dance they had.
remember that?
That was at the club when they was doing the back and forth joint.
Yeah, they was dancing to that.
Julia Stiles didn't have no
Every time
rhythm.
I think of that movie, I think of the spoof. The the Ways
go ahead.
Brothers did when they was like, son.
Oh, you know what I think is also a good movie? That joint, Light It Up. With Usher. Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Huh?
I remember that. It was
the title,
cold.
but I don't remember.
remember
Yeah, it was cold.
It was in the West. Yeah,
I don't remember.
yeah.
The dude Q played the same role in every
Oh,
movie.
Fredro Star.
I just
Oh,
call him
yeah.
Q.
Sunset Park.
Sunset
Sunset
Park.
Park.
Classic. That's a
It's
classic.
time to get live. It's time
Time
to
to
get
Time to
get lit.
represent.
Sunset
No.
Park. What time is it?
It's time to get lit. No,
You know, Black
They ain't
people, I
say lit
changed
back
my
then.
own words. Nah, but yo, it's a movie I had on the tip of my tongue that's a classic that it was in the line.
Are you talking about Sprung? Sprung?
No.
Oh, that's a silly movie. That's in a silly
It's
movie.
a silly movie.
Sprung and
Oh,
Booty
a
Call.
movie that I thought was cool, but I think is actually trash. And y'all probably not gonna agree with me. How High?
No,
I don't get down with none of those movies.
I thought
like
I thought
How
it was
High.
kind of. I thought
I like
it
How
was
High.
dope.
That was
But
funny as hell.
look
to me.
back, I'm like that movie is
How
trash.
about Half
Pork
Baked?
Chops are chunky.
Half Baked is
Half
trash.
Baked was trash.
I always thought it was trash.
Yeah.
Y'all
I
gotta
couldn't
watch it
relate.
again.
We don't-
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, I can't either.
I don't smoke, so it's like it's not my
Neither
thing.
do I. So I thought it was trash.
Yeah, we can. So I guess I feel like we've named every black movie there is known to man.
Nah, yo, there's one that I can't remember. It was like, yo, something that's important to see. Like it was one of those.
You're gonna remember tomorrow.
I know it's gonna piss me off. But
He gonna text us like with his new iPhone. That's gonna be his first message on the iPhone. Like,
I remember the movie. Aha.
Zoe, bring us home with the Serenity Prayer.
Well, we need more than a serenity prayer after that debate yesterday, but you know, again, that's things we can't control. So, I want everybody to have a good week going forward. Var, try to remember your week so we can hear what's going on. Sometimes I know we get caught up in life as a blur, but definitely want everybody to be safe, stay positive moving forward. Definitely. We always got to ask God to give us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two.
That's right.
Amen.
And with that, from CEO, from Moneybag Yo, from Untitled, and Arsenio Hall, we'll see you next week.
Peace.